Hey, my loves. Give me 1 second. Hey, y'all. Hi. Happy full moon, grand full moon in Aquarius. Let's make this a great one. Let's come up out of here rejuvenated, empowered. Obviously, to get to that point, we got to get to the root of things, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. Full moons are all about completion, gratitude, forgiveness, results. Shout out again to those of you who are fasting this entire week. You're at the closing point of your fast. Ashe. Mine, I will be breaking fast on the 13th. Started on the 8th, feeling amazing. Just water and coconut water. Getting fed by the sun. And as I'm getting fed by the sun, the downloads that are coming in, y'all, okay, is right here for you, the pre-shuffle. I got all that glitters in the base chakra coming out. And then we also have Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn. So there's expansion, but there's also this point where, especially those who are on this spiritual journey to become mystics, to remember themselves, to become mystics, or to learn to be mystics, because some are remembering a life that's not even belonging to them as well. So unfortunately, when it comes to those, make sure your heart is balanced. Make sure any ascended master that has come across your path, you treat them with respect. Okay? Because when I say treat them with respect, an ascended master could be someone younger than a teenager or older, right? The age doesn't matter. The essence and the energy is what was coming into play right now. 2:44 on the timer as I'm saying this. And it has come to that point where what is not supposed to be dabble into this type of work. Full moon in Aquarius. What is Aquarius? Aquarius is the star. Aquarius speaks of hope. It speaks of the alignment of opportunities. So basically, you preparing yourself allows the opportunity to present itself to you. However, as far as Aquarius goes, when we're speaking of the Tarot, we're looking at the Star card as well as the Tower. And we're also looking at the King of Swords, the 5, 6, and 7 of Swords. Now, those minor arcanas, those minor cards those pick up energies when it comes to a lot that's going on within you in regards to deception and envy that you're connected to, that presents itself to you. 404 on the timer presents itself to you in the physical. Okay. The 5 of Swords speaks of Venus in Aquarius. Right now, the full moon, being at a full moon, is at 19 degrees. 19 degrees is a Libra degree, which is also ruled by Venus. Now, Libra has a lot to do with balance, justice, the weighing of the heart on the scales, making sure your heart is as light as a feather. So this is why I'm saying, because we're at the point, everyone collectively is at a point in their journey where they're really having to check themselves and be honest with self. Are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you doing it from your heart? Are you doing it to burst, to blow up your ego? Because if you're doing it for egotistical purposes, beloved, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's really not what you want to do. That is really not what you want to do. Now that happens in so many different forms. It doesn't have to be on a spiritual journey. This could also be the way people express themselves to you, as far as, those that are closest to you, the way they perceive you, the way they communicate with you, and the way they perceive you. Most cases, those two aren't adding up, and a lot of you are coming to that realization. And this is where now certain conversations are being had or not had, because if it's not being had, you're deciding at that moment, what's up. Star energy, I know, what's up. So you're being mindful as to what it is that you indulge yourself in, as far as a conversation being had or not. And if it's not being had, you're literally deciding to move forward. But this movement forward now, it's a movement where you're doing it from a space of gratitude, unconditional love, overstanding. But on the other end, it may not be as such. Now, Aquarius polar opposite is Leo, the fifth house, which speaks of risk, renewal in self-knowledge, or renewal in source knowledge, not renewal in ego knowledge, because you're going to burn yourself up doing that. Okay, so a lot of massive downloads have been coming through as I am doing this fast, and I'm receiving the messages from source. The fact that we have Jupiter, Neptune, and Saturn, what this is speaking of predominantly is the following. So check this. Jupiter speaks of your growth, integration in society when it comes to your life path. Saturn speaks about responsibilities and rules for the growth of your consciousness. Neptune speaks about ideals and imagination, breaking psychic boundaries in harmony with the universe. Okay, this is why I started with mentioning about, being mindful as to the energies that present themselves to you and for what reason they're presenting themselves to you. And the way you get to the bottom of what that reason is you knowing yourself. Aquarius also speaks of the ability to detach. Okay. So if you're finding yourself in a position where you have a mentor and you want to now surpass the teacher, but you're not prepared to do so, be very mindful of what it is that you're doing. Very mindful of what it is that you're doing. Okay? Because with Saturn out here, we got Leo at the bottom of the deck before we get into our actual full moon reading. Some of you have decided to accept certain challenges to gain wisdom. However, some of those challenges that you are accepting is not actually allowing you to gain wisdom because you're not processing the information correctly for it to fit for you and what your journey is and what your mission is and what your purpose is. On the other note, some of you are definitely allowing yourselves to use the information in connection to your North Node. Others, you're connecting more to your South Node. Okay? And this message here, right now, with this full moon in Aquarius, is the moment for you to really connect the dots. Know what it is that you're doing. Know what it is that is not for you and what is for you. You know what I'm saying? So that way you're not sitting here undergoing certain karmic lessons. Because this, I'm gonna tell you now, this ain't the age of Pisces. This is not the age of Pisces. Okay, so let's get into our messages for the full moon in Aquarius. Shout out to everyone. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of Mama Universe and Papa Universe. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of my angels, spirit guides, and ancestors that guide and protect me. I connect my heart and soul to the heart and soul of the gods and goddesses that flow through me as me for you and I collected to use our mind's eye to see, always in connection to the Most High. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Welcome, loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so let's see what comes up with these messages. Okay, I'm going to use my deck. All right. Hey, Ashe. Welcome, Alana. Shout out to Aisha for your amazing currency exchange, beloved. May that return to you infinite fold, my love. Appreciate you always. And the rest of you who have been donating as well. I like to say currency exchange, though. I appreciate y'all so much, for real. Let's see what messages come through here. What's coming through, beloved? Talk to us. Ooh, this is what I'm saying. This is why I started the messages off like that, because I've noticed a major shift. Like, when we speak of cause and effect, actions and consequences, 808 right now, Lord Shiva comes out. It speaks of abundance, but it's also speaking about the destroyer. And this was one of the messages that came out when I was outside gazing at the sun. Lord Shiva, Tahuti, which many know as Thoth, the scriber, the one with a plethora of wisdom, okay, which is gained through challenges and obstacles by coming up with a solution, right? Followed by Virgo, Pisces. Some of you may have a north node, south node in either these signs, sun, moon, rising. Depending on where you're at in your journey, either Lord Shiva is going to destroy your behind with this full moon in Aquarius. I'm going to just keep it a stack. Or you're going to receive your abundance. That's pretty much where we're at right now. Okay. Next, we have cosmic parents. Let me see what's under this before I say anything. Sowilu and Solomonic lineage. There's a lot of wisdom pulling through this message right now, because this Virgo Pisces energy also speaks of the mystic. These immutable signs. If you have this as a moon sign, your essence is just pure magical. You're really not one to play with. You can see it all. You can even see what people are not even realizing that they're about to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can either put the puzzle pieces in a way that the person, either way, you're setting up the puzzle pieces for an overstanding. But each and every body being has their own free will as to what they do with the information they receive from ascended masters when they come across one. Some may not even know the ascended masters that they come across, and it was just 1455 on the timer. 14 is Temperance. Now that's the other mutable sign, along with Gemini. So some of you may have a moon in Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sag. Your essence, the pure essence of you speaks of magic. You know what I'm saying? So with Solilu coming out in Cosmic Parents, some of you are connected to your ancestors so deeply that we're also connected to being able to handle any type of demon. Any type of demon. This full moon in Aquarius is bringing things full circle for you to see everything that you're made of. Every bit of stardust that you're made of, you're really putting this together now. You see all that energy that goes on in the Five of Wands, Saturn and Leo. Okay, there's 5 points to that star that we see in Aquarius. So whenever we think of the star, we think of 5-pointed star. There are definitely numerous points of stars, but right now we're talking about the 5-pointed star, the pentacle, right? In that Five of Wands, you see a lot of commotion going on. There isn't really no connection happening. Okay, so some of you are doing the following. You're realizing that part of yourself that has that energy as it relates to whatever it is that's in your environment that you have connected to recently. This could be the last 2 years, 3 years, but it's to bring you to a point in your life for you to see everything that you are. Wholeness. This speaks of wholeness, the energy of the sun. Okay, like I told you, a lot of messages been coming through as I'm sitting here sun gazing. Like, this shit is no joke. Okay, it says the energy of the sun, wholeness the body requires, guidance, mastery, seat of the soul, cosmic energies, meeting of goals. Now, again, like I said, with Lord Shiva here and the meeting of goals, Lord Shiva's goal is either to give you abundance or to whip your ass. One or the other. There won't be no in between because Lord Shiva is one of the destroyers connected to Kali. It also speaks of Lord Shiva dancing on his grave. So if we're speaking of grave, the underworld, also speaking of Anubis. Anubis is the guardian of the dead and one of the guards of the underworld. So here's what I'm saying now. A lot of you, your cosmic parents, have a lot to do with this energy. Hence the fact you find yourself researching certain things, whatever it is that you align yourself with to find out more about. There's a part of your soul, as you already know, that connects to it. But right now in this full moon in Aquarius, Source wants you to really dig deeper into that. Let me read to you what this energy is a little bit more here. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me pull this through, my loves. Hold on. Nonetheless, the energy is amazing. Don't even forget that, okay? Listen, also, Venus is in Leo. So let me go to the full moon in Aquarius at 19 degrees in Aquarius. This full moon is shaping up to be one of the tougher ones this year. The moon is with Saturn. Let me look at this really quickly. Let me get this up here. The moon is with Saturn, and Saturn is in the sign of Aquarius at 22 degrees. The moon is in Aquarius, 19 degrees for the full moon, which will actually happen around 9 p.m. So we're on our way to that exact energy of the full moon. 1 second. Every time the source allows me to prepare like all this information I want to give y'all, other times they be like, get on the shit now. Get to it now. So let me see here though. Okay. 9:35 will be at that exact energy of the full moon. Okay. So the sun will be in opposition to the moon. If I'm looking at it right now, the moon will be in the 12th house. Yeah, so there's a lot of discovery that's happening of that which has been hidden when it comes to people in your environment. Even those who quote unquote find themselves thanking you for what you've done. Let me tell you something. This ain't the time, okay, to be linking up with people for egotistical purposes. Especially while this full moon is still in the energy of Sirius and the Lion's Gate, which has a lot to do with leading from the heart. Many are still leading from their root chakra, their sacral, and their solar plexus without the use of their heart, which means they're nowhere near their connection to their throat chakra, following their intuition correctly. Some don't even know what that intuition is, claiming to know what that is, claiming themselves to be something that they're not. And source ain't having that. The universe ain't having that shit no more. That's what I've been telling y'all in these last few readings now. Those who claim to be known by certain things, they don't, whatever they're claiming to be known by doesn't know them, and that is an issue for them. But those of you who know, and here's how I can tell you would know, because you'll have people that will literally sit there and compete with you about what it is that you know, when this shit ain't even about a competition, nowhere near it. This is about you stepping into your authenticity and assisting others in a way that you've been able to assist yourself by yourself. Okay? So that when someone comes in, asking for your assistance, you're able to assist them, but also being mindful of yourself. And the way you be mindful of yourself is by knowing yourself so you don't overextend yourself. Okay? So there's a strengthening right now of psychic centers of the chakras. But they would first have to be unblocked for that strengthening to happen. It's basically like you going out to go do a full out sprint without a warm up, when your chakras are not unblocked and you're sitting here doing things to gain strength, but you're skipping steps. You're skipping steps, moving too fast, not allowing the seed to be planted, not allowing the moment to nurture that seed so you can see something break out of the soil. Let it go through its process of gestation. See? But let's go back to this energy over here right quick. I'm going to look inside the degrees for you all here. Aquarius, 19 degrees. A fine silk thread strung across a chasm. Inward intention counts for everything. Outward results do not matter. You are dropped into remote places to be a subtle glue, a connecting intelligence just along the inside. Upon the outside, nothing happens. A tenuous sensibility stays tuned to subtle frequencies with celestial dispassion. You are remarkably absent from the daily rough and tumble of what seems to go on around you. Inexplicably and improbably, you indwell an otherness, an alienness that consciously has no idea what it is doing. But when you are around other people, find that there are blessings, breakthroughs, protections, and odd phenomena, adding up to the impression that one is touched by something marvelous and strange. Being an empty, open vessel for the cosmic and inhabiting foreground consciousness, not at all. Just being there, nothing else is asked. So, this is just really speaking of you being present in the moment, not too far in the past, not too far ahead in the future. Welcome, my love. Welcome, be that welcome, goddess. So let me look at 22 degrees and we'll put these all together here. Learning ultimate things the hard way. You have to put yourself totally into every realm to experience it for yourself. And I'm going to pause right there because this is what I'm saying. A lot of you are part of a cosmic lineage with cosmic parents coming out here. And the way you get to know the depths of that connection that you have is where you'll now have imposters. First of all, they're not going according to universal law, wanting to sit here and play games when it comes to you. But however, those games that they played, okay, allowed you to dive deeper into yourself. Especially if you're watching my videos, if those moments come across, obviously you first and foremost, there's everything is feedback. Yes, part of it does have to do what's within you. The other part of it is that which was within you that you have to come to a completion of and seeing it again. Not that it's still in you, but it's more so like the final drive. Like you see what this is now? Like you finally see whatever gunk that has been placed within you, outside of you, it's no longer of you, so you're able to observe it for what it is. Completely observe it for what it is. And in this observation, now you're able to release yourself from it, but this time with the essence of forgiveness, gratitude, unconditional love, and now you're seeing results for where you're going next. Okay, now let's continue on with this Aquarius vibes going through here. Learning ultimate things the hard way. You have to put yourself totally into every realm to experience it for yourself. With the zeal for empirical wisdom or the wild edge of the scientific method, the experimental test case is yourself. And you are out there all alone in vast, uncharted territory just the way you like it. You've been granted the chance to prove things to self, to follow them out quite far, bearing a determined intelligence with karmically trained faculties of subtle perception. However, objectively speaking, this is an intensively arduous and relentless way to do it without safeguards or precedents. This is what I mean about those of you who embarked on this journey. You may have known certain things from past ancestors or as far as someone telling you about it, but others of you, there was certain things told, but not the full spectrum of it. So this is where now you're on this journey on your own. Okay, without safeguards or precedents, relying upon the moment's edge. If you can be tirelessly strong, doing it this ruggedly will prove. Let me say that again. If you can tirelessly strong, doing it, this ruggedly will prove to be the only way to go if you wish to uncover future territory without imprinting bias or distortion upon it. You just have to invent the wheel in yet another dimension. Now, when we're speaking of you reinventing the wheel, you are now part of the universal power. Because when we're speaking of or mentioning universal law, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. But if in this message here, as far as Saturn is concerned, you're going through certain lessons where you're reconnecting to your cosmic frequency. See, this live right here, this full moon in Aquarius, this is for the head honchos. This is for the head honchos. Okay? Like you came out here with a level of knowing beyond this world. And certain people that were connected to you were able to receive certain information because of your energy. But the moment you pull that energy away, ooh, this is what I meant about, giving people back their burdens. Because you graciously, some unintendedly, you didn't know that you were carrying other people's burdens. But this full moon right now is showing you the burdens you've been carrying, whose burdens you've been carrying, or who you've been assisting that is extremely ungrateful. And that's not going to look too well in the eyes of Lord Shiva or in the eyes of the cosmic law now. You got cosmic parents coming out here. Welcome, Dee. Welcome, Goddess Beloved. Okay, so this is that moment where respect the high priestess energy, respect the goddesses and the gods, especially those that are in alignment to universal law, especially those in alignment to universal law. Being able to co-create and procreate. Okay, let's see what else comes out here. Now we have moon tone, rhythmic, coming through here. Ashe, which is the power to organize through the action of balance and the essence of equality. We have here the family that understands, the red core family coming through here. Now the message so far is speaking of refusing to blame others for the lack of success in all areas of life. Okay, and this type of being that is able to do this, to refuse to blame others, is someone who's at a very high vibration, who understands their journey. You know what I'm saying? Where you're able to put the puzzle pieces together, connect the dots, see that angle, connect to your angels, which is angles. Okay, now let me look at this information here for y'all when it comes to the core family, the red core family. We have the white wind, which energizes fire as the power of spirit. Blue hen, this tribe energizes blood as the power of accomplishment. Yellow human, your tribe energizes truth as the power of free will. And red earth, your tribe energizes the sky as the power of navigation. Now let's look a little bit more into this. Give me 1 segundo. Let me pull up my tools. We have here red core family, red zone. Just look at that. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull something else up. I want to see what this Taro Spread really gonna talk about though, cause sheesh. That's not what I wanted. Okay. So here we go with the red core family. Those of you that are part of the family that understands mining the tunnels, the zone of the navigator, solar prophetic of Uranus, basically the out breath of Uranus. Now, this speaks of, see, when we're talking about galactic signatures, some of you will see GK and SP, the solar prophetic and the galactic karmic. The galactic karmic is basically the one who has the information of that particular planet. Not to say that they are a karmic person like on some negative shit. That ain't the way to handle that. Okay? Now, just saying. Now let's see here. Core family, the red core family. The zone of psychogeographic influence speaks of projecting south from the Giza pyramid, major portion of African continent, Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Mount Kilimanjaro, Nigeria, Congo River, Angola, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique, the heartland of the human race, zone of the rebirth from global industrial colonialist oppression, the original tribes of man. Let's look at this white zone here for the core family. Let me see something. Where you at? So when it comes to the red earth, you would be the solar prophetic, the out breath of Uranus. If you are the white wind, you would be the galactic karmic of Uranus. You're the in breath of Uranus. So you have all of the essence of what it is when it comes to this Uranus energy. You're a galactic spiritual communicator. Naturally, white wind, you're a natural galactic spiritual communicator. Okay, you're also part of the zone of the high priestess. We have Othila, Rado, and Bagus for the rooms that are showing up here for you as well. And the one that is speaks of the torch. The torch would be, let me see. The torch room would be Kaunan. Kaunan. Speaking of fire. Yeah. Kaunan. Fire. And if we're speaking of the blue hand, now this doesn't have to be your galactic signatures, but these are the energies that are presenting themselves during this reading right now. Let's see here. Let me look at the blue zone for the core family. Blue zone, core family, you are the galactic karmic of Earth. You are the in-breath of this planet, the zone of the avatar. If you are a blue hand or you have that anywhere in your galactic signature, because when it comes to your galactic signature, you'll have your guiding power, you'll have your analog, your occult power, and your antipod. Your guiding power is an overseeing and directing energy, providing protection, clarity, and guidance. Your guiding power is the same color with your sign, and you share similar energies. So, in terms of your guiding power, it will be the same color as your actual galactic signature itself. See, like for today, today is the red resonant serpent. which speaks of I channel in order to survive, inspiring instinct. I seal the store of life force with the resonant tone of attunement. I am guided by the power of navigation. And the guiding power for this particular galactic signature of today is red earth. So that's why that's coming through here now. Ashe. Then you have the analog, which is a supportive and nurturing and like-minded power planetary partners. People of this tribe are basically your soul tribe or allies. If you meet someone with the same tone, then that would be your perfect analog. So the tone basically would be resonant for today. Okay, the tone is resonant, number 7, which speaks of inspiring, attunement, and channeling. Then you have the occult power of today's signature during this full moon in Aquarius, which speaks of your hidden gift. It's also connected to great teachers that you're going to connect to. The energy is opposite yet complementing in a mysterious way. You just have to have trust, and you'll know that you've found your perfect occult is found when the two kin numbers equal 261. So when you add up your kin number and their kin number, if that means it comes up to 261, then definitely a match there when it comes to a teacher that can show you your hidden gift, and that would be the yellow warrior for the red resonant serpent. And the antipod speaks of a challenge, is a challenge power which counterbalances and strengthens, as in DNA reconstruction. And your challenge or antipod is your mirror to your inner world. This can also serve as a teacher who reminds you to make proper choices, or like it says here, good choices, but I'm big on cause and effect. Making choices that's going to give you the effect to the reason why you're doing something. And if they are the same tone, then they will be your perfect antipod. So there's that information right there. Let me see here. We was just looking at the blue core family zone. The blue core family zone. Do, 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 do. The zone of the avatar. You also have focalization point of the influx of the lost knowledge of the other world. If you are a blue hand, okay, blue core family, because that's who you would be. You're connected to the core family. So you have lost knowledge of the other worlds, but this is also for the collective that's tapping into this message. First and foremost, lost knowledge of the other worlds. Let me see what else. Galactic spiritual communication. Then you have synchrotronic evolutionary space of the birth and rebirth of the human race, especially if you are connected to the red earth. And the final one would be the yellow zone for the core family, which speaks of the solar prophetic. So this is basically whenever you see SP, you're definitely someone who wants to connect more with the sun in terms of, the way you ground yourself to receive information, especially if you are a yellow human, part of the core family. You're the zone of the sage. Okay, the point of influx of wisdom of solar logos. So we have places like the Amazon connected to you, Nazca, Inca Empire, keeper of the wisdom of the Atlantean star elders. So this is all of the energy that we're picking up on right now as we're doing this full moon in Aquarius reading. So like I said, this message right now is definitely for those of you who have been doing that work and doing the work with respect to the way that you are receiving information. You know what I'm saying? So, because I've come across a few people who, really move in strange ways, very strange ways. But like I said, who was it? It was somebody that said something. I can't even think of his name right now. I'm pretty sure when I say what I'm about to say, you'll figure it out. But he was basically saying if anybody has any animosity or any type of low vibrational energy towards you, let them be who they are. Let them be who they are. Don't even, you know, allow you, especially when you know yourself as a god, goddess, a true deity, because you got people out here claiming to be something that they're not, and you better be careful doing that shit. Better be careful doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's basically like when it's time for you to be that, can you really present yourself as such? When it's time for you to disconnect from the material world, can you really do that? And me myself, I'm really connecting to my soul on a much deeper level as I'm going through this fast to even be able to say that. Because one thing for me, I'm not gonna have the collective or suggesting things to y'all that I'm not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So even for those of you who are, doing certain things, let's say you want to move or something, but you notice that your spiritual journey is literally taking you down the path for you to see what you must see in order for you to take the next step and not take it in a way where you're experiencing what you want, but with karmic lessons still under your belt, because you're going to be put right back to square one, where you may have wanted to rush the process. You know what I'm saying? So, namaste, beloved. Sven, welcome. So, yes, refusing to blame others here for the lack of success in all areas of life. And it also mentions to handle deeply rooted issues and solve them, as are these seeds bearing fruit. When it comes to you handling deeply rooted issues and solving them, the question you can ask yourself, are these seeds bearing fruit? And some of you have been getting the signs of what isn't bearing fruit for the longest. This full moon, though, is not allowing you to move forward. Either people will separate themselves from you, but they better be mindful of who they separating themselves from, especially if you are someone who has provided them with so much assistance for them to embark on their journey. Is one thing you'll know when someone is competing with you, especially if you have been placed in a position to be that teacher, to be that guidance. Okay, I'm at a point when it comes to this collective, I better not see certain things going on, because I'm going to call your ass right out. Ain't got the time for it. The people know who I'm talking about. And we got the royal bloodline coming through here with Cancer, Capricorn, okay? Followed by Belto, initiation. Something concealed, a secret thing. Something unknown is coming to the surface now. The beginning and end have already been set. What's in between is yours. Nothing is in vain. All is remembered. Now, this also speaks of the manipulation of cause and effect. Also in connection to divination, the proper use of divination. This also speaks of gambling. Okay, what I'm seeing from here is some of you are taking a chance, taking a leap of faith here. For some of you, that leap of faith is literally handling deeply rooted issues and just simply asking yourselves, are these seeds bearing fruit? Because some of you intuitively know from the very beginning, anyone who presents themselves to you with a strange level of attachment, be very mindful of that. If you're a person like me, a Sag, with certain placements that's really speaking of a great tactical person when it comes to war, or you're going to put people in place and see how they're going to move. We already know what the end is. But sometimes source will place you in that position for you to see who you are as that tactical person, but also to see how fucked up people actually are and why you are who you are and why source sent you into this time period at this moment in this lifetime in the age of Aquarius, the age of knowing. People gotta know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not speaking from a place of the ego, not at all. Because one thing about a spiritual warrior, and I love the way Dr. B mentioned that when he was on Black Magic with Rod Hayes and Dr. Phil Valentine, that right there, that was just, the energy was amazing. He was just basically saying that a spiritual warrior is that being with straight up unconditional love. That's why they are the warrior of spirit, the warrior of source. People hear of earth angels. Earth angels are not always sweet now. They got to protect the most precious thing that is a part of this universe that we call heaven. So if they have to protect the most precious thing that we call heaven, what makes you think that the entire time they're sitting there being peaceful? No, there's some demons that lurk through certain energies and certain beings. And me, I just sit there and look at you. And the biggest test you'll ever receive from me is if you get real close to me and you start to know certain things about me, you better be real mindful as to how you move forward with that. Be real mindful of that. And I'm saying that from experience because some of you are getting to that point in your journey where it's like you're realizing the level of capacity of love that you have in that heart chakra of yours and how you're willing, to give information or to give your energy so that way you can assist someone. But not everybody deserves that type of love from you, unfortunately. But you also came out here to be the eyes of the Most High, of what truly is the Most High. It's not personified at all, it's an energy. You know what I'm saying? It's you feel me? Welcome, Jenny. Welcome, love. So give me 1 second, my loves. But yeah, that's really what's been coming up to the surface at this moment with this full moon in Aquarius because it's at 19 degrees. 19 degrees is that would basically be connected to the very end of the Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So we have the universe taking you out of murky waters into stable waters. But these murky waters, they're literally taking you through to see all of the deception that has been around you this entire time. This is that type of deception that you can't even pray for people. Like, this shit ain't nothing to play with. It is really nothing to play with. That's why when I go off the way I go off sometimes, is because it don't make no sense to be this type of being. But it makes sense to them. And my fellow spiritual warriors, you're literally here to be in these type of situations so that way you can see what your role is. And for some of you, is to see that you are that type of person too, unfortunately. But once you realize, it's either you realize that you're that person, and the person that realizes that they are the ones that are creating all this confusion, they're never going to be honest about it. Or they may present you with information as if they're doing the work, when in reality, you're just digging a deeper fucking hole for yourself. Especially when you're talking to an ascended master. Now, you also have the others who will see that reflection and change it because you know that's not you. You just have to be shown that so you can see what type of abilities you have. And this doesn't mean you doing certain things to harm somebody. No. Literally, when it comes to a karmic debt that has to be paid off, you and your eyes and your conversation going back and forth, that exchange of energy is all that needs to happen for there to be now a situation that has to be weighed. You know what I'm saying? So it's really one of those things where you hear a lot that statement that you just made, do not give it your energy. But here's what a spiritual warrior is here to do, is to present themselves in that energy and handle it. You see? That's where the imbalance is in this realm, and this is why it's a big ass school, 55 on the timer. You'll then get to that point where you don't have to give it energy. But part of some of y'all soul's lesson is to realize what energy it is, not by so much giving your energy to it, because people misconstrue giving your energy and handling the situation. Two different things. One is you actually experiencing it, the other would be observing it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what other messages come out here. Giants, the strong one. Look at that at the bottom of the deck here. Unconscious and sociological forces. Lightning, breakthrough. Destruction of enemies. I'm telling you. There's some very powerful ancestral beings all around us right now. Some of you are doing things to shift your current experience, and it's happening with the guidance of something much more powerful energy wise. We have the blue hand coming out here. Blue hand again, we just saw that not too long ago. It came out in that car, right? Speaking of the core family blue zone, this speaks of you having the breath of this earth, containing the lost knowledge of other worlds as well. So in containing that knowledge of lost worlds, and I'm seeing more so that lost worlds as far as lost information that hasn't been taught and you had to seek it. Now here's the thing, when it comes to that section of Thoth, when it comes to knowledge, you have to be mindful of what it is that you're seeking. Because not everything that you're seeking is for you to know at this present moment. But you get to know what's not for you when you experience a part in your journey that makes you say, no, this is not where I'm supposed to be. I need to go here. You know what I'm saying? Ashe. Welcome, Life Mysteries. So, the blue hand speaks of the power of accomplishment through the action of knowing, through the essence of healing. You can't heal what you don't know. You cannot heal what you don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that we tend to regurgitate, but one thing you'll know about this channel is that at certain points I may say certain things, but I may even break it down in another reading where it's like, okay, now the moment has come to really get to the bottom of what this is actually saying. Is this allowing people to grow, or is it stunting the growth? You know what I'm saying? So this is also connected to the planet Earth and the heart chakra once again. The heart chakra once again. You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to go to the cosmic and the sacred reading cards, and I'm going to see what message is coming through for y'all right now. Let's see. Let's see, what message do you have for the collective for this full moon in Aquarius? You know what they're here to hear. You know what clarity they're seeking, even if they don't realize the clarity that they're seeking. What is the message for the collective at this time? Can I have one card? One card. Number 35, spiritual evolution. Set your heart free. And while I was outside earlier, the Four of Cups came out, the Seven of Wands with the Death card and Justice. I said, oh, okay. So the Moon card, Moon energy came through with Mars energy. Okay. The moon has a lot to do with emotions connected to memories. Let me give you a little bit more about this moon energy. So the moon speaks of unconsciousness, material substance, female yin, receptivity, emotions, heredity, past, mother, nurture, family, domestic life, wife, change, instincts, habits, feelings of belonging or alienation, the masses, containment, rules the stomach, breast, and pancreas. When we're speaking of Mars, we have ego, aggression, sexual drive, individuality, survival, the yanks. We got the yang, yeah, right. Okay. Passion, courage, competition, sports, war, stamina. You heard me talk about this essence of competition. Okay. When your Mars energy is not in check, you're sitting here competing, which means you're not being yourself, because Mars is all about I am that I am. What is I am to you? What are you? Not what are you based on what you're connected to somebody else or what you're intrigued about what somebody else is doing. Who are you? What is that blood running through your veins? What is that essence? Do you understand that essence that flows within you, because that is you? Then we have Mars speaking of independent in relationships, conflict, force, vigor, mechanical ability. It rules the muscles, male genitalia, red corp red corpuscles. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. Corpuscles, nose, and the excretory tract. Like red blood cells. But the moon card was the Four of Cups, which would be the moon in Cancer. And then you had the Seven of Wands, which is Mars in Leo. So we have Leo energy and Cancerian energy when it comes to the moon part of yourself and the Mars aspect of yourself, going through a major transformation. So that way, when you get to that space of having your heart weighed, making sure it's as light as a feather, because when you're speaking of the fourth house, you're speaking a lot about family, the root of your being. When you're speaking of the fifth house, this speaks about partners and love, children. You know, certain people out here have children, but you're treating them the way that your parents have treated you. This is going back to the essence of, and some people may not even realize that they're doing this until they hear it. And congratulations to you that when you hear that, you're shifting it. See, some people hear it and they don't like to hear the truth, and they just go through a whole nother whatever. But this is going back to, you know, saying that you had to do things on your own. So therefore, those that come after you have to do the same. No, not necessarily. If you were able to do something, assist someone else when they ask you. Obviously, don't overextend yourself. I'm not one to say everybody that comes to you, help them. No, but if we're talking about your children or some of you who have younger siblings, now some of you, this may be your partner who's encountered this with their siblings or with their parents, and they're bringing this into their relationship. You know what I'm saying? So this is coming down to the point where now it's time to have that conversation, especially if this is coming to your union. Have that conversation with your partner. Now, some of you may not be able to have a full-fledged conversation when it comes to coming to an understanding, because there may still be some deeply rooted wounds, and this is when the person will start to hit below the belt. You know what I'm saying? Unnecessarily. But anything that someone tells you and hits you below the belt, just know that these are things that they're encountering within themselves. You got two options. You can stay there. You can Or you can have another conversation at a later time where now you're able to really address what happened in a way that the person can hear your wisdom. Because there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. And you know you're speaking to someone from a space of wisdom when they attempt to have something to say but really don't have anything to say, because they hear you. They're just too disconnected from their soul and their heart space to even hear what you have to say. Now, I'm very big on no one is here to understand you. So this is another transformation that's happening or that could happen within your relationship, where the more you understand yourself, the less of an argument you'll have with your partner about them having to understand you. Because if you're expressing yourself that way in a relationship at this time, there's some understanding that you have to do with yourself. Because no one out here is made to understand you. That's your job. That's your work. Because understanding what it has to do with the heart chakra. It's your heart that you have to understand. And the way you understand that is realizing the way you flow when it comes to the chakras below it. Because what stands under your heart is your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root chakra. When those are unblocked, there's a smoother flow, and this allows you not to fully communicate what you have to communicate, or if not, nothing at all. Because now you're being more mindful of yourself. Here's another flip side to it. You understanding yourself, depending on the type of connection you have with your partner, you understanding yourself, that energy is automatically going to translate over that way. That's if that's really your person. So that here goes another task. If it's truly your person, the changes that you'll go through, they'll experience it too, because you're connected. You're not the same, but you are certainly connected. That's if this is your person. Now, if this is because this can also happen with the karmic. Someone you need to learn a lesson about yourself. This is also a part where a karmic can turn into a divine counterpart, which some will call twin flame. You know what I'm saying? So the more you understand yourself, the less you're going to seek people to understand you. This is now when you step into faith, knowing. You're able to trust the unknown with a much lighter essence on you. You're not holding too much burdens or too much weight of what's going on because someone doesn't understand. No, that what you're doing at that point is causing the person to is you controlling the person. That's what that is. When you're getting someone to understand, you're getting them to you're getting to a point where you want to control the way they see you. People are going to see you the way you present yourself, and they're going to have whatever ideas they have of you, even if you do express to them about yourself. The same when it comes to your vision. Your vision is your vision for a reason. You can explain it exactly how you see it. But when you're explaining it to someone else, they may not see it the way you do. You know what I'm saying? So you're only here to handle thyself, control thyself, and that is it. When you do that, you'll see the vibrational match of those who are doing the same with themselves. And now the currency begins to change. This will even shift, your current standing, if this has to do with anything financial. That's a currency too. But you want to make sure that the only thing that you are in control of is yourself. No one else. Okay. So let's see here. 35. Forgiveness and compassion is needed now to set your heart free. Expansion goes together with spiritual evolution, speaking of Jupiter. Without the process of expansion, one cannot evolve spiritually. Expanding the heart and mind allows you to live a more wholesome and loving life with compassion, tolerance, and acceptance. There is no denying that learning through life's experiences, good and bad experiences alike, cause and effect, encourages soul growth on a positive level. Like a caterpillar to a butterfly, individuals must go through their own transformations if they wish to excel, achieve, or move forward in life. Seeking something better in the future requires a little faith in yourself. You can't always have everything straight away. Long-lasting success takes time to build. Evolving the spirit requires an individual to empty their spiritual backpack, taking out and removing experiences that are holding you back in life, healing past issues, addressing karmic imbalances, and creating a balanced mind and body are all parts of this process. Evolving the spirit takes time, and time is art. Time is an illusion which you allow yourself to perceive as time controls you. It is a gradual process, nonetheless, in which you do the work on yourself to achieve long lasting effects. You have to do the work for yourself. You can't do the work for nobody else. Part of that decision making, once you've done the work for yourself, is what you realize you have to do when it comes to the energy surrounding you. Not to control anyone, because again, you're here to control thyself. Okay? So, right now, forgiveness is required if you wish to move forward in life. Sometimes you must accept an apology you know you may never receive. Forgiveness will set your heart free from an invisible control that has been existent over this situation. Forgiveness does not mean you will forget what has occurred. It means that you can live without it controlling your life any longer. Remove any past emotional and physical ties that are no longer serving you in the here and now with love and gratitude, for that has brought you to this point in life where you are ready to change and let go of the past. Welcome, Fatima, my love goddess. Open your heart to your soul's calling, your North Node. Your soul is calling you to be free. The shadow aspect of this card speaks of stagnation, condemnation, and repetition. Now, this is the repetition that doesn't allow you to grow, because repetition also allows you to learn. So the sacred crystal for this card for spiritual evolution is the Tibetan quartz. The archangel here, or the angel of assistance, is guardian angel Samuel, which speaks of health, energy, vitality, and healing from trauma. The affirmation: as my love and experience grows, the consciousness of my spirit evolves. As my love and experience grows, the consciousness of my spirit evolves. And the way your consciousness is definitely going to evolve is when you're actually able to observe your situation, observe your experience, observe the experience of others that connect to you or find themselves in your energetic space. So once again, as my love and experience grows, the consciousness of my spirit evolves. Let me get one more. Let's get one more before we go to the Taro Spread. Clear and activate. 35 and 9. Clear and activate. Create sacred space. I love it. Spiritual evolution is time to clear and activate, which speaks of cleansing your environment, and creating sacred space. It could also be your body. Your body is your first environment. Everything in the universe consists of energy. It is a continual state of creation and recycling, adapting and changing to its current environment, interacting with everything that comes into contact with. There are many ways you can clear and activate chakras, energy fields, meridians, power centers, and your higher self. Energetic clearing applies to all areas of your life. The collective energy, ashe, the collective energy, physical exchanges, psychic information, spirit contact, and your home or workplace can be very overwhelming if you don't prepare yourself for these levels of interaction. When you are faced with a challenging moment, your energy centers become affected. And it says here a to and fro struggle or push and pull factor comes into play as you navigate these issues or interactions. Activating and clearing the energy centers through meditation or chakra balancing will improve your mental endurance. Potential healing can be achieved through yogi practices, mudras, meditation, and exercise are beneficial to creating energetic balance within the physical body. Currently, you may be feeling emotionally sensitive and hypersensitive to your environment, including weather and atmospheric pollution. Take positive steps to create an energetically supportive environment and understand the relationship with self. It didn't say nobody else, it said with self. Right now, you need to switch focus. Being caught up in gossip, jealous conversations, participating in lower energy activities, repeated dramas, and toxic environments must all be shifted now, not tomorrow, now. If you want to live a better life, it says, you must be accountable for your actions and reactions. Sunshine not only warms your skin, it also warms your soul. Spending time outdoors can refresh your mind and bring you back into the present moment. Negative and imbalanced energies can shift through natural light and atmospheric absorption through plant life. The shadow aspect of this card is overreacting, indulgence, and negligence. The sacred crystal is the clear quartz. So definitely working with your clear quartz. If you have the Tibetan quartz, that's going to also help you with this message here to set your heart free. So that way you're able to create sacred space and allow yourself to attract what it is that you love. Okay? It's easy for you to attract what it is that you want and what you can do, because those are the lower chakras. Sometimes that happens through a space of negativity, but now it's time for you to connect to the space of turning that negativity into a positive by connecting to your heart space and basically learning all of these lessons that you've encountered, not to have to repeat them again. Then we have guardian angel Akaya, which speaks of patience, learning new skills, and hidden meaning. The affirmation, I am a clear beacon of infinite, pure platinum white light. It radiates through me and all around me. I am a clear beacon of infinite, pure platinum white light. It radiates through me and all around me. I am a clear beacon of infinite, pure platinum white light. It radiates through me and all around me. So let me see what this gematria energy talking about right quick with this 359 though. I know how it is over here. 359. There is a God as within, so without, ripple effect. Yep. This is what I'm talking about. That if you are in a situation and you really want to see something change, sometimes, most cases, majority of the cases, your actions will show you what's going on around you. Because you can talk to you blue in the face and nobody's going to hear you, listen to you, or what you're aiming to do is understand. But once you realize you're here to understand yourself, you can now take the proper action that creates a ripple effect for those who are truly connected to you. So this is how you'll also see who's truly connected to you, that when you take the actions for the betterment of yourself to empower yourself, you'll see what goes on around you. And if it's not in connection to where you're going, then my love, you already know what's up. Like you can't be sitting here forcing people to do shit at all. We got land of miracles coming through here. Let me see. Ripple effect definitely has been coming through. For those of you who are planning on moving, apartment 3 could be significant, or you live in apartment 3 at this time. It says take care and be safe. St. Bridget is coming through here. Tiamat is also coming through. Let me see what our beloved messages are coming through here. 359 also speaks of grove of lofty trees. Okay. Speaking of abundance, let's get into the Taro Spread. Let's get into the Taro Spread. Let's see what other oracles we're going to come through with. It says, grab a message from the Orisha deck. 1 second. Anytime this comes through, either there is an energy that has to be removed, and when this message come out, the energy leaves. Or, yeah, you got to hear it. Majority of the time. I've noticed that happening recently. That which doesn't belong here has to go. And the message in itself makes it go. Or those who are supposed to be here come through. Listen. My cards and messages do what they do, honey. It said, grab a message from the Orisha deck. Let's see what the message is now. My beloved Orishas. Thank you for your guidance and messages. What message do you have for the collective during this full moon? What message do we have for the collective? It is now 1, 2, 3. And it was 1, 2, 3, so it was 6. We are in this 6-year energy. Speaks of commitments, soulmates, contracts. What is the message here for the collective? What is the message for the collective? Ooh. Oshun came out, but she came out in reverse. Obatala is at the bottom of the deck, the creator and the goddess of sweet waters. There's too much war going on. There's too much war going on. But that came out quick. 4 of Pentacles. Too much war when it comes to the legacy. Let me see what else comes out here. And then the water element in reverse. Okay. Immediately. Some of you really got to take yourself a spiritual bath for the next 7 days on some real shit. What's at the bottom? Yemaya. Wow. Okay, the mother of all. Creative energy. All right. Yeah. Some of you are in this part of your journey where you want to create something that only you know about. This is going back to what I was saying. You can express your vision to somebody, but they won't see it because it's your vision. You're being asked at this moment to cleanse yourself, and you're ready to create sacred space. So some of you may have to do some more grounding, or you may have been doing grounding. And let me see. Yeah, you may have been doing the grounding, and you're definitely going to reach that point where you receive the assistance from your ancestors. But there was a part of your journey where you have to do things on your own for a bit so you can see what your capabilities are. Not to say that your guides and your ancestors weren't around guiding you this entire time, but there was a part of the process where you had to um, where you were basically your endurance was being tested with this Four of Pentacles. As you can see, the goat is at the top of the mountain. So the greatest of all time, I'm hearing. Some of you may also want to lay off certain sweets that you're consuming, or things that you do as far as an emotional cover up. This is why this water element here is in reverse. Some of you are not drinking enough water. You want to make sure you're drinking a lot more water here. Minimum. Shout out to Dick Gregory. Minimum your body weight, half of your body weight in ounces per day. Let me see what else this is talking about, because you have the mother, the Empress of all Empress, and then her Empress. True. Let me see. This is also about bringing sweetness into situations. So they could also be asking you to, make sure that you're putting yourselves in environments where you're able to be that sweet and kind and loving person. If you notice that you have certain people who are attached to you who don't really carry that frequency and faking the funk that they carry in their frequency, be mindful of that. It's time to disconnect from that. Okay. You may want to wear more yellow, or yellow orange colors that are connected to the sun or connected to the sacral chakra. Let me see, why does it say? Let me get my astrology cards. We need to know. We're not lacking. What is the information here? What is this about? Talk to the collective here. Full moon in Aquarius. What is this connected to? Mars. Bringing more sweetness into the energy. Bringing more sweetness into the energy and allowing your ancestors to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of from here on out. You've done what you have to do by placing yourself in situations, especially those of you that are really like, you're coming from a very genuine, warm-hearted space, but people take advantage of you. People take advantage of you. Some of you may want to take yourself out on a day for yourself by the water, by the beach, or prepare yourself a wonderful goddess bath, god bath. A god bath is similar to a goddess bath for me, where you really take care of yourself. Like, certain masculines need to do that too. All masculines should do that and indulge in that, especially with their divine counterpart. You know, but first, it feels like you may want to do this with yourself, because there's some form of communication that's coming in when it comes to what truly brings you vitality, that can help you to balance out your temperament. Let me see what else comes out here. We got the fourth house, which speaks of your home and the root of your being. So some of you are being asked to get out of a situation that you're in right now, even if it's just for a day or for a weekend, to replenish yourself. Especially if you're going through a massive detox or fast during this week. Once you're done with whatever it is that you're doing, or even during the time that you are fasting or detoxing, maybe you may want to do this in an environment that is not your home. Let's see what else. Vesta. Ooh. The goddess within. Your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity with Aries. Oh, okay. Spiritual warriors, because I definitely felt that energy come in from the beginning of the reading. This is your moment to indulge in the sweetness of life. You've done all the work that you were supposed to do up until this point. Okay? You've done all the work that you were supposed to do up until this point. Look at that. It's time for you to enjoy the sweetness. We got Cancer coming out. And when I say the sweetness is now allowing yourself to, because like I said before, a spiritual warrior has a lot of love. Like a love that for some can be smothering if they're not used to that type of love. Because you overstand the energy of what love is. Okay. But now source is asking you, because your Maya is also connected to the Cancerian energy. You've gone through all of the lessons that you had to learn here with Saturn in Taurus. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. When it comes to having to release anything that puts you in this state of feeling left out or not really feeling yourself, because you were always in this position to have to, you know, I don't want to say fight back, but your energy does it for you. Your energy does the battling for you. And you've gotten to a point where you have been noticing that it has been catching up to the physical, where now your expression may have shifted to connect to that energy, but now they're asking you to connect more to significant partners that are going to be long term, whether this is love, business, or family. They want you to connect to those that are going to be significant right now. And you know what's significant to you. Welcome, love, Santron. I love you too. So definitely time to enjoy the sweetness of life. Venus energy is coming through here strongly as well with the seventh house energy. And the degree that the full moon is in, it's connected to 19. It is 19, the which would be connected to Taurus and Libra. So yeah. Let me see what else comes out here for the Orishas though. You know your worth now, though. You know your worth now. That is what's shown in reverse. Undines and mermaids. See, some of you do have a past life as a mermaid here, and you learned a valuable lesson through your dream state about who's who and who's not who. On some real. That's what I'm getting from that. And the undines and mermaids, the way they express it here. You're releasing energies around you that are connected to delusion. Okay? Because fear to me is more now of a delusion. You know, an illusion is more so an art piece. Fear ain't even real. You can create it though, and you create it through connecting to your delusional energy within you. Having many years of experience in a certain domain or having inherited certain behavior are close to activities that alleviate physical pain. People such as doctors, physiotherapists, and masseuses, among others. And as much as they also represent social communicators, they may be reporters, speakers, art critics, movie reviewers, and so on. So these could be certain people that you're disconnecting from when they're part of these type of fields as well. Ooh, especially if you're a healer. especially if you're a healer and you're connecting to nature and the way nature provides herbs to heal yourself. You spent a certain okay, some of you are working in certain what's the word, for certain companies or doing a certain type of work that's connected to your south node. Okay, and it's time for you to focus on your north node. So let's say, for instance, because we had Virgo Pisces that came out first. If you have a south node in Virgo, you can find yourself working in a type of work that has to do with health careers, where you're working in an office of a physiotherapist or things like that. And it feels like it's what you're supposed to do. It's part of what you do to remind you of the abilities that you have and where you're going next. Because as a South Node in Virgo, you would have a North Node in Pisces, which makes you a natural healer, a mystic. Okay, you have a strong connection with the knowing of your connection to the earth, and how they've used certain things of the earth, certain plants and herbs to actually create some of these medications, but you know how that goes. Then you have reporters, speakers. Some of you are supposed to be speakers, reporters. But if you are supposed to be a reporter in this day and age, then that is giving me more so a vibe on your own platform. Your own platform where you're able to speak your truth here. So now they're showing me that there could be a disconnect to your emotions, your intuition, and what you truly feel. Your emotions is connected to your mysticism, the mystery within you, the mist, the water within you, your story. Your story is in the water within you. Let me see what else I'm getting from here for y'all. This is some real Aquarius vibes. So I'm not even going for. We got 2 more minutes before it literally hits that direct opposition to the sun for it to be the full moon. Yeah. So, and we're going to get into the Taro Spread at that moment. A shame. Well, here we go. Here we go. It is believed, it is known that the universe and everything in it came from an initial or primary substance, water. Let me see what else is coming through here. Whenever the sun enters one of the water signs, then one of the 4 seasons of the year begins. It says here, when the water element card is upright, because the upside down definition of it is similar, but the upright speaks of the purifying capacity of water and its spirits to give things. Take into account the dates that govern the 3 astrological signs, as far as Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The characteristics of the water element upright speaks of creativity, intuition, sensitivity, and psychic ability, nutrition, and nutrients. Upside down, similar to the above, but with different characteristics and in different situations. With respect to the first, instability, vulnerability, and indifference. Regarding the second, situation of drought or dryness. And then we had the undines and mermaids that came out there after. It's like you've been in a certain position long enough. It's time for you to evolve, like really go for yours. You already know that though. You already know that though. Where you at? Where are you, beautiful? You're right here. Let's see. Conflicts in love, lack of being able to discern subtle things around you speaks of Oshun. Not fully tapping into your gifts as a medium. Some of you have hidden knowledge, again, research, and you're apprehensive about, putting it to use. There is no use of you buying all of these groceries and no one touching it or no one eating it. It's going to spoil. So that's basically the message I'm getting from here too. Don't let your gifts spoil. And it could also mean expressing an opinion with arrogance or aggressiveness. Let's see what else you got. September 8th, 15th, December 8th could be significant. The Great Magician. So again, this also speaks of, with the water element in reverse and Oshun in reverse and the Four of Pentacles, this is someone working with the craft and responsibly. Okay, either you being honest with yourself or someone around you working with energy irresponsibly. And you have been around this energy long enough to know what it is that they're doing. Step away and allow source to do what they must do. And it's not to scare nobody, because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to deliver a message. Okay? So. And also this not truly connecting to the way that you feel. Where, okay. Making sure that whenever you are expressing yourself about what you're feeling, that you're being heard. Again, we're not here to be understood. But when you decide to speak to someone, you'll notice when you're not being heard, when they immediately go to something about themselves. See, me, the reason why I can express that way, because I'm one person, not just because I'm a tarot reader. I don't even like labeling as tarot reader. I don't have any label to that. But when someone expresses themselves to me, I am able to listen to what they have to say without expressing what I got going on. Because sometimes people just want to hear someone to listen to them. You know what I'm saying? So some of you may be realizing these energies that may have been around you this entire time, where you're not able to, you don't feel like you're being handled with reciprocity, because when they come to you with information, you're open ears and you're being mindful as to what it is that they're saying. And whatever it is that you may have to say afterwards is not something that would make them, it's just really being mindful as to what it is that you express and when you express it, basically. 144 on the timer. Let me get one more card here. See, it just showed a notification about chat scams. This ain't no joke. And we got the Village, which is the Tower in reverse. Well, it would have been upright because the entire deck was reversed, but we'll take this upright because the entire deck was reversed. However, This also speaks of when the tower is reversed, this is not connecting to the center, avoiding a tower moment, only creating a much bigger tower moment. But you do have the Three of Wands here at the bottom of the deck, and look at all of this abundance that's on its way to you. But it will be on its way to you when you finally connect with everything that is of you, regardless of what anybody has to say about the way you go about with, your business. It's your business for that reason. What's this? The Ten of Fire and the Wound in a reverse pop through. Okay, see, because of the way this full moon is set up, okay, it carries a bit of that Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, coming out of a unstable situation into a stable situation. But going into the stable situation, you're realizing all of the demons that have been taken down. They're showing themselves clear as day now. Clear as day. And you can find yourself feeling lighter and lighter and lighter. What is this about with the Moon and Ten of Wands in reverse? A lot of messages came out in reverse. And we got Sagittarius, and that's wild because I was looking at this Ten of Wands here, and this Ten of Wands in reverse speaks of, what is this? What is this? This would be Jupiter and Sag. This is connected to Jupiter and Sag as far as this card is saying it here, but it's also Saturn and Sag. Now, this is what I mean about being mindful of what it is that you're seeking. You know what this feels like? Someone looking into someone's chart without the authority to do so. Trying to figure out, which is an insult to doing, looking to figure out what this person is like. That's like an invasion of privacy. That's why I tell y'all, when you're deciding to look at somebody's chart, make sure this person knows that you're doing that, because you're opening up their energy of their form of guidance. Now, when your eyes fix up on that information, some don't know when to turn off or remain as the observer and not take in the energy. Because there's a lot of symbols that are on the natal charts. People don't realize the way these symbols and these numbers start to connect in your brain. Gotta be real mindful of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Cancer. What else we got? Sagittarius, Cancer, and the 6th house. So, as far as these cards concerned, the energy imbues power, superior confidence, enthusiasm, faith, great fortune, authority. And then we have this energy as emotional, sensitive, caring, and loving, and may concern family, a mother, or child. Now, this doesn't even have to be a natal chart. This just could be something that you consider private for you, but somebody feels like they have like someone has the audacity to dive into what it is that you don't allow others to dive into without permission. And then we have the 6th house, which speaks of work, health, and duty area of your life. And then Vesta, once again, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. Yeah, this is something you hold close to yourself because it's part of your sacred spiritual center. And as I was mentioning, the tower has a lot to do with the galactic center. So a lot of you are either through your dream state, you're gaining clarity of what it is that has been deceiving you this entire time. That keeps being the repeated message here. I'm telling you. What's the next full moon we got? The next one is going to be with Pisces. Oh, shit. Let me go to Taro Spread, okay? Because we listen. All of these messages are coming out to let you know this is why you need to create sacred space and release yourself from all of this and allow people to leave when they want to leave. Please let them leave. Because, It says this full moon on a personal level can indicate possible abrupt and painful endings or results from previous actions or projects and the need to adjust the course of direction. Socially, having to be more careful as the energy will be explosive and people will be way more reactive and negative. And this is a great moment for you to realize these people who are not connected to the tools that they have access to know about what's going on, especially if you're someone who knows what's going on, wants to learn more about what's going on. So that way you continue to empower yourself and be at this state of unconditional love. Because those who are still in this age of believing, moving through the belief energy of Pisces, it's not the same energy that we're in at this moment. So let's get the Taro Spread. Which one we on with that one? Okay. This is why I'm glad I'm doing this fast. I'll tell you that. Because one thing I also realized about fasting, as long as I have been, it's a major detox of your energetic body, which will also detox the energetic bodies that connect themselves to you that shouldn't be. Because of their intention, of their subconscious moon energy. So, what is the message here? Full moon in Aquarius for the collective. What is the current situation? Justice. Heart light as a feather. Is your heart as light as a feather is the question. What is the obstacle of this balance for the collective? Eight of Cups, Ace of Swords, speaking of walking away from what no longer serves you, be in service of your truth. Everyone's truth is relative to themselves. You align with their soul tribe once you fully align with yourself. What is the obstacle here of the Justice card? Six of Wands. Victory and success being the obstacle here. Okay, this is giving me the energy of Aquarius, which speaks of energy around you. Okay, that your victory and success could be an obstacle for you depending on the way people perceive you and the way you respond to that. Keep your heart balanced as light as a feather. Keep your heart balanced and as light as a feather. So that way you can continue to the expansion of what it is that you can do in relation to what you love to do. That brings forth emotional security. And this emotional security is also going to connect to your finances as well. at the basis of this? The Knight of Coins, very long journey building up that endurance, Virgo energy. Okay. So you've gone on this journey to know where it is that you want to give forth what it is that you have within, knowing where to place your energy, analyzing the situation before you enter it. Yeah, trusting your instincts, trusting your intuition here. You have a lot of knowledge that's being presented to you, especially in the moment where your heart is being weighed to see if it's as light as a feather. Because notice that the scroll is also here. She also has the scroll. So definitely those of you, you are definitely on a journey of your high priest, high priestess connection. So this is merging the higher self with the physical body by removing the ideology that they're separate. It's in the immediate past here. In the immediate past, you have the Nine of Cups. So you're on the path to an emotional fulfillment, a wish coming true here. Jupiter in Pisces, this could occur while Jupiter goes retrograde back into Pisces, helping you to tie up loose ends, bringing balance to a situation. The situation is you. Purple and yellow is also significant too. There's a truth that has been downloaded into your crown chakra. Either the last 11 days, January, or the last 2 days, the last 2 weeks, or the last 11 weeks, however that fits for you. But there has been information that has been downloaded into your crown as to what was blocking you from taking action when it comes to your willpower to create. It almost feels like you were working with the wrong people, or people who, it gives off the energy that you were working with people that you would have to set up a contract with, which shows honestly that you feel like you can't fully trust them, that you have to present them with the contract. You can't just simply do a handshake and say that it's going to be all, it's going to go the way it's supposed to. There had to be a contract involved because something within you was telling you something's not going to go right with this. Something's not going to go based on the effect that you want and the reason why you're doing something. Let me see what's crowning this reading here. Yes, so the moon and the Seven of Cups shows up, which speaks of a lot of different options. The confusion when it came to certain options here. Let me see. What's crowning this reading? The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. This is what I'm saying. This is a matching pair. So you've gone on a journey, okay, to realize who it is that you should be working with or giving your energy to, or no longer giving your energy to. See, this is what I'm saying about, there's some information that came in the last 11 days that has been downloaded to you because the sword is down. But it's also going to help you with the strategy that you're planning on moving forward with. So this could be a Libra or a Taurus that came in with some information, you as the Aquarius, or this Aquarius moon is showing you what you have to disconnect from in order for you to finally process these strategies that you have, that you really couldn't, that you may not fully have seen it come to fruition or seen the vision clearly because you had other toxic energies around you. The reason why I'm saying toxic energies around you, you got the Six of Wands as a challenge. So you stepped into your life path and integrated into society, but there's a particular group of people or person that's not supposed to be there. And it's bringing forth great challenges when it comes to you expanding. Or this could also be something where it's actually a part of a point of protection for you, that this person does show up, so that way you can work on the strategy that you have. Because with the queen, with the King of Swords here, this is speaking of someone that truly, has amazing ideas. It's a sage type of energy as well. Very intelligent, very confident, powerful, strong. And with the Queen of Swords, is like, okay, you're being shown what not to surround yourself with when it comes to people who have too much sadness or sorrow in their life, because it's easily being, connected or attached to you. Some of you find yourself having to do these cleanses over and over again because you have certain people in your energy that don't need to be there. And it's not so much your energy you cleansing off, it's their energy. But all of this is designed for you to have emotional fulfillment, though. Jupiter and Pisces, expansion when it comes to your faith. Expansion when it comes to your faith. So yeah, you now know what it is that is causing all of this sorrow or moments of embarrassment that's not even you. And you were able to see that at this point where your heart is being balanced, or you made sure that your heart is as light as a feather. For some of you, this is why you're seeing a lot of feathers too. Got the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Mercury in Cancer. This also speaks of a celebration. You more than likely were fully celebrate around certain people, and you got to really see their true colors. It's for so long they may have been saying, well, thank you for this, you're this, and you're that, until they got to the point where they realized, damn, I really can't be better than this person, when you're not even here to be better than anybody, but to, empower yourself and reach to your level of betterment for yourself, not comparing it to anybody else. And now the heat in the kitchen got too hot. The heat in the kitchen got too hot, and this is why certain people had to leave. It's in the immediate future here. The Wheel of Fortune. Come on with it now. Divine intervention. I'm telling you, your current situation and immediate situation speaks of the divine truly stepping in. It's like, okay, when the divine stepped in, did you allow yourself to balance out your heart? Did you allow yourself to really see what was going on? For some of you, I really feel like the way this message is coming across, I really feel like you did, though. And this is why you're seeing all of this now. You're seeing what the challenge is. Look at that. The Hangman at the bottom of the deck, which speaks of illusions, delusions. Let me clarify this energy over here right quick. I need to see what this Six of Wands in this position is. You're right here. Okay. Why is the Six of Wands a challenge? Why is the Six of Wands a challenge? Because Jupiter again speaks about your growth, integration in society, and your life path. And in the sign of Leo, ruled by the sun, it speaks of your willpower, your vitality, psychic and physical energy. So this could be you integrating your psychic and physical energy into the collective as your life path designed it to be that way. Shiva coming up again. Why is the Six of Wands here? Four of Cups. This came out earlier with the Death card and the Justice card and the Seven of Wands. This is moon in Cancer. So now, whatever you have been unconscious about, that has been stuck in the subconscious, has come to the surface, okay? So you can feel where you truly belong and what does not belong. Because you're not going to be doing this anymore, looking at the past, because this is the Three of Cups that this figure is looking at. Now, that you viewing this Three of Cups, Mercury and Cancer, Mercury has a lot to do with your perception and the way you communicate that with the external world. We have here the root chakra, the heart chakra, and the throat chakra. You don't see the solar plexus and the sacral chakra, which is more than likely why Oshun was in reverse, because you had certain people that was stealing your ideas. People don't realize there's consequences for that. You can't be sitting here rolling around stealing somebody's downloads. There's a major consequence for stealing someone's galactic downloads, or making it seem like you overstand someone's galactic downloads when those galactic downloads didn't come to you. Because there's people that do that just to be in your energy. Source don't got no more time for that. What else? Here we got the Hermit, Virgo energy popping through here. You've gone through you've gone through a path that allows you to have this type of authority. You've gone through a path that allowed you to have this type of authority. This is when you hear there's levels to it, not in the sense of hierarchy, but more so like, well, you gotta have this foundation to build this house, to put the walls up so you can now put the roof on here. Why else is it? Look again. Clarifying the Six of Wands is the Four of Cups and the Six of Wands. Sources like here, take this cup, take this new beginning of unconditional love, loving yourself. Forget all of this. Remove yourself from all of this, because they're not going where you're going. They really wanted to move as though they were going where you were going. Now you see the solar plexus and the sacral showing up now when you decide to follow your heart. Leading from the heart, making sure that what you do is coming from the heart space. And no more of this wounded warrior. This is also Sekhmet protecting you too. At the top of the deck, we got the Queen of Swords. What's under the Queen of Swords here? The Seven of Cups, showing you everything, every option that has come across as a delusion or delusional choices, so you can finally choose enlightenment. After that, what do you have? When you choose enlightenment, that means you're choosing the calling of your soul, answering the call of your soul here. Under Judgment, you got Seven of Pentacles, speaking of divine timing. Divine timing for what exactly? For you to embark on this journey on your own. Some of you may have wanted to do something, felt like you needed to be a part of a group to do it. Granted, it is the age of Aquarius, but there's certain things you got to do on your own first, and so that way you can align to whom it is that you're supposed to be working with, because you're supposed to be pairing up with people who are really connected to your frequency. This is a power couple right here. So what's crowning this energy for the collective is the essence of a power couple, power partnerships, which is where both sides are independent and both sides are empowering each other, because each side is able to empower themselves. And empowering yourselves, you don't have not one bone or not one lick of spit of jealousy or envy flowing through your body. This now connects you to more energy that connects to you through unconditional love. Y'all gonna hear unconditional love all the time over here. What's the Wheel of Fortune coming in here for? What's this divine intervention? What is the divine intervention? What is the divine intervention coming in here? What is the divine intervention coming in? Look out for it. Queen of Pentacles. Speaking of your business here, there's definitely supportive energies to help you with your business, to organize yourself even more. Yes, because it's time for you to experience emotional fulfillment in all areas of your life based on the use and action of your willpower, what you have faith in, Mars and Pisces. You have all the tools that you need to step into your Empress energy, Emperor energy, more so Empress energy, because after the Queen of Pentacles would be the Empress. I feel like you have a partner that comes in and helps you balance things out as well. You definitely have a partner that comes in. I'm telling you, when you cleanse yourself from all this nonsense that's not in alignment to what you're doing, and you create that sacred space, you make space for other things that are sacred, and for others of you, this is a partner. This is love. I feel like this is love. What else you have here? You walk away from what no longer serves you, and you focus on your coin by realizing throughout this entire journey what to give your energy to and what not to. Removing these unhealthy habits. For some of you, this is reconciling with energies that you know they not supposed to be. This is the okay. This is a decision between you having someone as a client and having someone as a person that's in your personal life. You may have people that are both, but that's very few. Very few. And not clients in a way that is something beneath you. No, it's just a boundary that you have to set. Okay. What else you have here? Because not every client that you have can really be a part of your personal life. Not at all. The Ace of Wands comes in here. When you look what you walk into. When you decide to walk away from what no longer serves you with your power, with your vitality, you walk directly into your personal development, your awakening, enlightenment, which also comes with some form of invention that the divine is intervening to give you this message, to give you this idea for you to be able to walk away from what no longer serves you at peace. As above, so below. As above, so below. So as above, Capricorn, that's Saturn energy, real heavy here. Some of you may have Saturn in Aries. That's one strong ass placement though. Give me 1 second. Let me look at this here. You're going through a lot of obstacles and challenges when it comes to getting to know yourself. Or if you have Saturn in the first house, you came into this world to go through specific obstacles and challenges so that way you can connect to Source. It's almost like Source was like, I'm going to send you down here for you to realize who I am up here, because you're not getting it. So this is almost like someone's soul who was like in between worlds when they moved on, and that's who you are today. That ain't for everybody, obviously. That just came through like that. That really just came through like that. They want you to be more organized. See if you're capable to discipline yourself, being patient, removing the shyness, and having a greater control of yourself when it comes to your nerves, when it's time for you to connect to your talents. You have great endurance. If you got Saturn in the first house, you came here with great endurance to be able to organize, the different aspects of yourself or these different abilities that you have. With a keen sense of responsibility. But what I want to know is, I want to see how they have it here. Thank you, beloved, for popping through. Saturn brings delay to Aries, the sign of initiative, and the result is confusion. If you are a Saturn Arian, you can be a strong and powerful one. You can be a strong, powerful one, minute and irresolute and wavering the next. This position is not an easy one, for you must continually fight against obstacles placed in your way. Yeah. Even if you don't have a Saturn in Aries, this could be the energy that you were presented with if you got Saturn in the first house, or if you don't have Saturn in Aries and if you don't have Saturn in the first house, if you're someone who is empathic, you pick this up from somebody else that has been around you for longer than they're supposed to be. Okay? This position is not an easy one, for you must continually fight against obstacles placed in your way. Many of you achieve success, but without disappointment and setback. But not without disappointment and setback. Saturn in Aries makes you ambitious and determined and promotes your power to control other people. On the negative side, Saturn Arians can be stubborn, dictatorial, and sometimes solitary and grumpy. In general, your hardest times come early in life. So this is going back to what I was saying before. See, this is the importance of knowing what's going on in your chart, your own chart, so you can know how to manage the energies around you, because you may have people in your family that move like this without a Saturn in Aries or without a Saturn in the fourth or in the first house, but they move like this because society put a program in their mind that this is the way it's supposed to be, or you're supposed to work this hard to achieve what you're supposed to achieve. Not really. Nope. Mm-mm. In general, your hardest times come early in life. It is then that you develop the strength of character that serves you well in later years. Now, when it comes to working effortlessly to gain what you would gain when you would be put in a position to work hard, there would be some obstacles and challenges along that path, because you're now having to basically set up boundaries when it comes to those who will present themselves in the way telling you what you shouldn't be doing or how you should be doing it when they don't know your life. It says, as you grow older, each year brings less struggle and more success. Natives of this Saturn position tend to suffer from headaches and dental problems. Just keep that in mind. So you may want to meditate a lot more during the Saturn hour or on Saturn Day. Really connect with Saturn and get Saturn to work on your behalf and divinely intervene when you're not in your right state of mind to make the proper decision. Okay. So for some of you, this got something to do with weed. Using it in moderation. It is a triple goddess plant. It's a triple goddess plant. It's something that's supposed to help you, connect and slow you down so that you can connect, especially if you're somebody with a fast moving mind. The advice is the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups as the advice. Pisces energy. The Knight of Cups speaks of a messenger, an invitation. They're advising you about an invitation. So you could be receiving something in the mail. Just make sure you check your mail. Make sure you're checking your email, your spam, because there could be an invitation here where the divine is coming in to balance things out in your life. This could also be a proposition that comes in of love. You manifesting that which is part of your imagination. Numbers 39, you could be seeing 3939 often, 393, 339, 933. If you use military time, you could find yourself looking at the clock and seeing 1933, which would be 733. But 1933 gives me Dr. Sebi's vibes, which is now connected to herbs. So you could definitely receive an invitation from someone that has information about certain herbs. Let's see what else. There goes that 5 of Wands on how to heal thyself from all of this confusion, all of this back and forth, because it's time to complete the cycle. Because this is a Saturn card and we got a Pisces card, which is the 8 of Cups that we saw not too long ago. So there's definitely someone coming in with a message delivered directly to you from source. There could be a certain herb that you're smelling that's connected to your solar plexus as well. Give me a second. Hold up. Let me see. Turmeric. Something about turmeric. To remove opposing energies that create agitation. Oh, for those of you that follow me on Instagram, but I made this amazing bean soup, 16 bean soup, but I put ginger in it, like raw ginger, peel it, put it in the blender with raw turmeric, peel that too, put it in the blender and put that into the bean soup. Let me tell you something. When I tell you the universe came down in that soup, listen, tell me more. There's a lot of this. Let me see. What's this? What's this 5 of Wands with this Knight of Cups though? Turmeric, and then we got the 6 of Wands again. Okay, so you see that there? You see what the challenge is, right? Your challenge is the 6 of Wands. Your advice is what I'm telling you right now. Get your ass some turmeric. It'll clear up your skin. It'll clear up your. It will do plenty for you. Let me get some more. Where is my PDF for herbs? Where are you, honey? Physician's desk reference for herbs. Let's see, honey. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let's see. It's gonna take too long for what I'm looking for through that. Hold on. Ew. Great for heart health. Powerful anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. But definitely, in order for you to, oh yeah, that is one of the things with turmeric that you want to be mindful of, to put black pepper with it, so that way you're able to digest it better. So a little spicy. I've been having curry turmeric ashes today. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Because when I break this fast on the 13th, that is the first thing I'm having: raisins and cashews. Okay? And a wonderful lentil soup. Let me get back to your message. Look at this. It said move forward. Okay? Move forward. We was talking about this Six of Swords energy for a minute, and here it shows up as the advice. You're going to be taken through, okay, that which has been hidden, because this is Pisces energy, okay? That which was around you, full of sorrow, that was created an imbalance when it came to you in your power. 22:22 on the clock right now. So let's see what's in the environment. Let's see what's going on in the environments for the collective. Okay. Let's see. What we got going on? What's in the environment here? What's in the environment? The truth. I'm telling you, you're going to see the truth. I'm telling you. You going, you see the rotted sword now. Okay? You see the sword. You see the truth. The truth is being shown to you all around you. You're not going to have to let people show you who they are, because they can't hide it no more. Let people show you who they are. They're not gonna be able to hide it no more. Look at Nine of Swords. All this anxiety and all this other shit that ain't even connected to you is them not being real with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Shay, surely on a new path. Okay, you hear me? What's this Ace of Swords? If the Ace of Swords come out, you can't be out of here. What's the Ace of Swords? The High Priest. She's revealing it all. Look what's at the bottom. Full moon in Aquarius. That's 8. Yeah. That's the 8-pointed star. Huh. What you needed to know this entire time. What's on the other side? The Nine of Swords again. What you needed to know this entire time, or where the anxiety was coming from, or this energy that's not yours, which is also causing discomforts in your body too, unnecessarily, because you've been carrying other people's shit gracefully, wanting to help people, but the moment you drop it, should look a little different now. The High Priestess, you got to be shitting me. Divine intervention with the High Priestess in the environment. Your dream state about to be working. It's been working, but now it's going to work in the sense of connecting even more dots that you didn't even realize was connected to it. Tell me more, High Priestess, about this Ace of Swords. What are you revealing? That was the Three of Swords that went in and out. Didn't see what that was. Look at that. She is revealing what is not in connection to your core values when it comes to the world around you. And in that revelation, you open the door to a new page, which comes with allies, real, genuine allies. Page 1, Sagittarius energy right here. Okay? This is also a bearer of great news. You're receiving great news through the revelation of an uncomfortable situation or conversation, or one that wasn't had, it didn't need to be had, but you you're being revealed so much for some of you, that which is being revealed to the level that it's being revealed is because the conversation wasn't had. And this is what's helping you to move forward, really move forward and heal everything. Because again, you could have been carrying energies that were not yours. Let me see what else. Let's reverse the Death card. Something that was supposed to have been done a long time ago is becoming clear now. Should have been done a long time ago. For some of you, this is an energy that you met from the very first time you already knew. It was just like, no, you need to back up. You're too attached, like back up. But you might have felt sorry for this energy with the sorrow, pains, and regrets, and you decided to assist them. But now has come the time where it's like there's no more avoiding this ending. Why is the Death card in reverse? Talk to the collective. As I split the deck, 8 of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you. Look at that. That's the Ace of Wands right up under that. The same way it came out earlier, too. Why is the Death card in reverse? As far as the energy and the environment, this could also be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio that's coming back into your energy as well to provide you with some truth. And that's part of the divine intervention, because you definitely have the Knight of Cups here as your advice. So this could be trusting your dream, what your dream state is telling you about a specific situation or person, or this could be a specific Pisces or water sign that expresses themselves about a situation that clears up another matter that you have going on. What's the Death card in reverse? I'm telling you, this is somebody you keep reconciling with that you don't need to keep doing that with. Why? Why? You need to set boundaries. Why is that coming out like that? You got, look, it only blocks you from what you truly know. You continue to go back to this. You continue to go back to a karmic lesson. Move forward with your spiritual path, your spiritual knowing, your spiritual knowledge, your spiritual journey. You got the keys. You've been granted the keys to open up doors that whatever this is in your past can't go with you. Under the 7 of Wands is the Empress. Let's see what 3 of Cups is, though. What is the 3 of Cups here? What's the 3 of Cups? 5 of Cups, and you took a leap of faith on this energy that was nothing but darkness that would never be able to see the light because they need your energy to see the light. That's all, folks. You took a leap of faith with that. But now Source is like, enough. I'm seeing this as the divine intervention. Like Source is coming in to give you this clarity. And it's going to give you the clarity in a way where it's clear as day. Look at that, 11, 4 of Wands right there. Speaks of soulmates. They want you to connect to that which your soul is prepared for at this moment. You don't got to keep repeating these other lessons. That's why the Justice card came out first. And the position of doubt and fear is for the collectives. That which is not even real. What's the message here? Wrong deck, but the Moon card came out. Let's see what that Moon card is actually clarifying as far as the message is concerned. That which was hidden is coming to the surface. What is this clarifying? What is it clarifying? Your strength. Ooh, Moon and Leo energy coming through here. All they're saying is this was all for you to unlock the strength within you that you were afraid of because you didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But you are dimming your light by doing so. Do not dim your light anymore. Do not dim your light anymore. It is time for you, Jupiter and Capricorn, to set the boundaries that you have to set so that way you can integrate your life back with society, not with society that wants to be a part of what you're doing just to look a part. Because this ain't that type of wave no more. It's never been that type of wave. What else here? What is this moon energy specifically with the Strength card? The King of Swords. What's being revealed to you could be a mental manipulator, someone who has a tendency to manipulate themselves, but they didn't realize the type of strength that you had to handle certain ways that they move with their life that they can't do with you. That's 8-8 right there. 8-9, 8-9. No, 8-9 is 17. Yeah, again with the Star card. There's an end to all of this betrayal. No mas. No more. No more. The messenger of the gods is not going to allow another god in this realm to experience any more of that. People who walking around here with false identities of themselves. Enough is enough. Be who you are. You know exactly who you are within your soul. Be who you are. Stop copying somebody else. That's what this energy. Stop copying somebody else. Because it's only creating illusion. Delusions. Moon in Aquarius is also significant. Yep, it's time to take your power back. Remain in your power. The I am that I am. Going back to that Mars energy once again. Ten of Pentacles. This is for some of you where you're breaking free from certain support systems or family members that weren't supporting you because you now know who was manipulating you this entire time, but you're not able to release it without being upset about it. You know what I'm saying? You're more so seeing it from a space of wisdom. You're like, you know what? You move the way you move because you don't know yourself fully. And it's okay. It's okay for you. But it's not okay for my energy. So I'm gonna do what I have to do to step away from it. That type of vibe. That's what that card is saying. Those cards are saying right there. You see? Moon in Aries, Moon in Aquarius. Hold the fuck up. Give me 1 second. Chill out. You're reclaiming your strength back from those who use their force and energy to manipulate others. Reclaiming your strength and power from those who manipulate others. They tried it with you, insult to doing. But they so far out of their mind to have the audacity to even do that. It's basically the student is not yet ready to surpass the teacher. And having to tame that beast. that beast didn't realize that the way you would tame it, though, is not a traditional taming of the beast. In the sense of you really allowing the universe to handle it. The moon cycles is going to do it. The moon cycles is going to do it. Nine of Wands, you carried a lot when it came to this. You carried a lot. That's not even, that's what keeps coming through. You carried so much that wasn't yours. And I feel like the energy of Isis comes in and balancing out these scales. Especially throughout your journey, you move like Isis, where you helped Osiris come back to life. And however you managed to do that along your journey specific to you, it was a very long one that you went on, though. Okay. You aren't supposed to take this long route, though. On one side you weren't supposed to. On another end, depending on which path you decided to go with, there's a lot of different stories that can come through here, though, with these cards that are coming through as I pause right now before I get to the outcome of it. There's a lot of mind games. A lot of mind games. And judgment has come for the mind games. Especially for those who connected to people who caused their journey to prolong itself without each side realizing that consciously, but the spirit connected to it knows. Now, the spirit connected to that being that decides to continue to move that way with being a mental manipulator, that shit don't look too good at all. Let me clarify the Queen of Swords, because the Queen of Swords, I kid you not, is just staring at. It's just, what's the Queen of Swords crowning this reading about? What is she letting the King of Swords know? That the King of Swords is also in his position for the collective of doubts and fears. Don't doubt your power. Don't doubt your power. But you don't have to use it on energies that the moon cycles would easily take care of. Because they're not fully aware. They may be aware, but they're misusing the energy. One way to misuse the energy is to present yourself to someone who has taught you something as if you taught them the information, which is like an imbalance of, of, of the person's mind to even feel or think that way. This is like, okay, someone not giving you credit where it's due. And all of that is being revealed at this time. What is the Queen of Swords telling the King of Swords here? What is the Queen of Swords telling the King of Swords? What is the Queen of Swords telling the King of Swords? What is the Queen of Swords? Is letting you know about energies of your past. This could be energies of your past when it comes to your childhood. This may not be the same person from your childhood, but the energy still lingers in people who are weak enough to connect to this type of spirit. But it's also saying here that a gift is being presented to you. A gift is being presented to you. Or a gift has been presented to you. And you have people around you who have been envious of the way you're able to work and take care of yourself. It seems effortless, but they don't realize the journey you've been on to even get to this point. Because all they see is the results. They don't see the path that you've been on unless they talk to you about the path that you've been on. And some who talk to you about the path that you've been on still move funny, like those who move like they just, not like they, but the ones that are just focused on the result and how you got there or how you get to it. Look at that. Scorpio energy comes up twice. That's Sun in Scorpio 2 times. Because it's the Six of Cups is Sun in Scorpio too. What are you telling the King of Swords about with the Six of Cups? What are you telling the King of Swords about with the Six of Cups? What about the past? Past partnership. What about this past partnership? What about the energy of this past partnership? The Page of Pentacles, is it up here? No. Becoming more aware of the physical aspect. Page of Pentacles, that's a lot of yellow, so that's solar plexus vibes. Something about your past where you didn't trust your instincts about it. But divine timing is at play here. It was all part of the obstacle or challenge you were willing to experience, to learn now. Remember where you have to set certain boundaries. Okay? Because you are such an empty vessel for source, but you could also be an empty vessel for energies that are not in alignment to source. They may like to, dive into this type of, divination tool, but this ain't for everybody now. It's really not for everybody. And I feel like that's what source is cracking down on to get you to move from murky waters into stable waters. Some of you also were in this moment of indecision when it came to submitting an application. And there is a point of reflection that you go through that gives you the news or information that you're seeking. And it allows you to, let me see here. Look at that, the Knight of Cups, which is the advice that you have here. It allows you to open doors to invitations that are actually in alignment to grace, the level of enthusiasm you carry. Okay, my company in China was at the Scorpio Sun, and that was my lesson and ended it. Sources clearing it up for the next step. Yep, I know that's right. Look at this. Deciding to carry burdens. This is what I'm saying now. That's why I'm like, why am I looking at this Queen of Swords so hard? Because she is pointing at your strategy. She's pointing at your strategy. She said there's something that's going to be balanced out of all partnerships. And you're going to know what it is. You're going to know clearly what it is. Don't allow yourself to get so upset. Let it be what it is, though, because the universe is bringing balance to it all. I mean, well, shit. Let me see what else comes out after this Nine of Cups. Once this awareness comes in, what is this Nine of Cups? Knight of, I'm fucking telling you. Look at this. Saturn and Libra in reverse. Bro. This is what I'm saying. Whoever out here playing with these tools and just cut it out. Cut it out. Or playing with people who are here for a divine mission. I'm telling you, like I said at the beginning, you gotta stop playing with these ascended masters that come through. Because ascended masters ain't the type of people that you want to say, oh, who does this person think they is? They don't think of who they are. They know who they are now. They know. The World card and the Three of Swords in reverse. This speaks of a completion of a cycle. These are both Saturn cards. This is Saturn in Libra, so there's a completion of a cycle when it comes to partnerships, imbalanced partnerships. The moon right now is in the 12th house energy, which is Pisces, and you got it here twice. You can't make this shit up. This is why when the readings are longer and I got the energy for it, I already know Source gonna come through with some other shit. Like, this is clearing out anyone that doesn't have emotional stability. Emotional stability. Someone without emotional stability operates from ego constantly. And they'll manipulate the situation as if. But, nah. Wouldn't suggest it. I would not suggest it. Look at that, Four of Swords. Healing the situation, and this is the Six of Cups. Which is basically why now you're in this resting position of all of this anxiety from the past, so that way you can move forward, because this is also Pisces, which is connected to this. Now this speaks of within the next 1 to 5 days where you're receiving assistance or a message from a gentle person. And going back to the advice is to you'll know this energy when it arrives to you. You won't be confused no more, because all these other energies that come with confusion are being wiped out. I mean, well, shit. That's what we doing here? Okay. And this is the outcome. What is the outcome here? The Hermit. Isolating yourself, connecting to yourself on a spiritual level, so you can really analyze what this message is that Source is coming in to give you as divine intervention when it comes to the truth. So there's this period where you isolate yourself, right? when 22:55:05, and this is why I'm smirking like that too. There's this moment where you realize what's going on. You take a step back from the entire situation. Now you're the observer once again. But you're the observer with a level of wisdom, as I would like to say, that's not to be fought with. Okay? Because now you're able to analyze certain habits. And once you get to the root of these habits of yourself as well as others, this is where the abundance, the triumph through adversity starts to kick in. The wheel that you don't have to reinvent begins to turn in your favor. Look at that. Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Sagittarius energy, ninth house energy, which speaks of seeking truth, connecting to the God within you. Again, with this spiritual moment that you're about to have, the outcome is you're about to have a very strong spiritual moment. We're going to have to get some angels and ancestors after this, because clarify this outcome here. What is the outcome? What's the hermit? What's the hermit doing here in the outcome? Queen of Cups, getting to the root of it, the foundation of it, the root of your being. This is also about you. This spiritual moment that you're about to have is connecting you to the Holy Grail. Remember, we had the water element card came out for the Orishas in reverse. So now you're having this moment to connect with self, right? You're connecting with yourself. And through that connection, you're now able to see what's in the spiritual realm and literally pull it into your reality. Some of you don't even realize you're doing this, though. Those of you who do, you're going to another level of doing so. You have the Holy Grail at this moment. Yeah, this speaks of taking the spiritual journey on your own. So some of you could be traveling to a place where you can experience a certain level of etheric energy. This is giving me the great cosmic mother energy as well. Welcome, welcome, y'all. We got the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck, the use and action of your will in connection to your faith. Okay, so you've always had the Holy Grail, but there's a way that you're utilizing your abilities that is causing major shifts in your life. Certain people don't realize why they're even disconnecting is because you're reaching a level of ascension that you can only get there through a particular route. Each and every single person's route to this phase is different. So if there's someone wanting to embark on the same path as you, they're not going to get there because that path is not for them. That path is for you. They come across you so that they can realize their path. But if they continue to go on that journey of wanting to, do things exactly the way you're doing it, mm-mm. Mm-mm. What else with this Queen of Cups? Cancerian energy as well. Again with the Three of Swords and the King of Swords. The King of Swords came out 3 times. This could speak of, now when I'm seeing the word law, it's giving me the energy of universal law. Okay? Someone could really feel like shit right now because they didn't trust their inner knowing and their inner wisdom. They lacked integrity when it came to you, and their actions are showing it now. And the deeper you go into your spiritual journey, your spiritual essence, it may not have to be that it's being revealed to you, but it's being revealed to the energies around you, the truth of who you actually are. For some of you, like I said, is an ascended master. I said this message was for the head honchos. I came to deliver the message to the spiritual warriors, the light bearers, all of you who have this profound mission on this planet, in this age of Aquarius, to step in the enjoyment of your life now. You've done the work that you had to do. You've been the eyes of Source as long as you were supposed to be. Now is your moment to enjoy your life. Not to say that there may not be obstacles, but it won't be like they were before. It will not be the way it was before. You've done the work when it came to bringing all of that up out of, basically taking the snake and drilling out everything that was in that dream, pulling it all out. Now the water can flow easily. Let's get the angels and ancestors. 10 of Pentacles here. Speaking of actual support, love, money, unconditional love, respect, being around people who respect you for you. Let me go to the angels and ancestors because I'll grab angels and ancestors. Listen, y'all. Okay? You're so welcome, beloved. This message, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I was saying was repetitive, but you had to hear it over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? You had to hear that shit over and over and over again so that shit sticks in your mind like you see it now. That's how it felt. It's like you see it now. Sheesh. I'm going to the moon cards first, then I'll go to the angels and ancestors. What is the final message here for the wonderful collective? Full moon Aries. The energy is gaining momentum. A new romantic cycle begins. I love to hear it. That's what I like to see. I like to see that. Yes. Nothing is yet set in stone. Manifest the life that you want. Okay? Under that, what you got? Look at the big, manifest the life that you want. This is a mutable moon, and this is a mutable card. Mutable moon cards, which speaks of when you have a moon in a mutable sign, you're just pure magic. Okay? In a fixed sign, that would be what? Energy, force, cardinal. Let me see, wait. Fixed sign would have to do with having this energy connected to energy. You know how to move. Something about time. The way you perceive time is important. In a moon in a cardinal sign, it speaks of force, taking the initiative. Okay? When it comes to the mutable, it's speaking of that which it moves through it all to create the alchemy, to use the force and the energy. Okay? You're so welcome. Let's see what else comes out here. The energy is gaining momentum. A new romantic cycle is beginning because you ain't got this false energy around you. Yeah, now you're able to step out of your comfort zone, connecting to your north node, not doing the shit from your past, although that which you did in your past, your south node is definitely significant for your north node because your south node is the tail, the north node is the head. You can't have the body split. Put them together. We rolling now. Okay. Then you got surrender to the divine. Full moon comes on out. Let's see what the angels and ancestors got to say. A lot of crown chakra energy coming out here too. And nonetheless, this is the most beautiful message I love to see at this moment for all. You and your loved ones are safe, regardless of what's going on. Yes, there are consequences for certain actions, but just know that you and your loved ones are safe. Now, there are definitely entities that don't love you. They may act like they do, but they don't love you. That's a whole different cup of tea. We're not going to get into that because I'm not on that vibe right now. Next, let's see what the angels and ancestors have to say. Okay. Angels and ancestors, one more shuffle, final message, 3 hours later. It's great to see all you new faces in the chat. Welcome, loves. Angels and ancestors. What is the message? Stand your ground. Okay. And be graceful in movement and action. We just talked about the head and the tail. The grasshopper only moves forward. You don't worry. Ain't nothing to worry about because you and your loved ones are safe. And the card under that is luck is on your side. So you prepared yourself for an opportunity. The opportunity is going to present itself. You saw the Knight of Cups as the advice. Be prepared for when the opportunity presents itself to you. That's all you got to focus on. You're preparing yourself for a particular opportunity or you're creating an opportunity. Continue to do the preparation work for the opportunity. Mountains. Oh, shit. Man, listen. Mountains. I just heard Usher's like moving mountains. Hold firm to what you know. It says believe in, but we not in that age no more, so we going to work with the elements. We going to work with, listen, hold firm to what you know or are focusing on because it is absolutely correct. Know that heaven and earth are supporting you. Mountains are strong and wise. They are rooted deep into the earth and reach high into the sky. They have been where they are for thousands of years. They have been home to animals. They have been climbed by humans. They have seen seasons come and go. No matter what has happened to them, they have remained strong, immovable, and unshakable. And so they offer the spiritual energies of strength and resilience. This ending to this definitely connects to yesterday's message too. The extended message for the mountain. Mountain energy is powerful because it's firmly rooted in the great mother and reaches high to the great father. If you're feeling challenged or pressured at this time, know that your spirit is more powerful than you think. You are resilient and grounded, and the energy and the air of the mountains is giving you the unshakable strength to be who you are. Take time to root yourself deeply in the energy of the earth before welcoming in the energies of heaven. If you're not sure what you need to do next, the mountain card invites you to stay exactly where you are, Talk things over with those around you and know that change will come to you. You will be whole and well at the end of this current situation, and it will not stand in the way of your future growth and expansion. So, this is what I was saying earlier. How it says here, take time to root yourself deeply in the energy of the earth before welcoming the energies of the heavens. So, following and trusting your process. Just because you see someone else move at a certain pace, that's their journey. Trust your journey. It will never steer you wrong, but you will be steered in a different direction. I want to use wrong. You will be steered in a different direction that's not in alignment to your path if you're following someone else's. That's their heart, that's their soul. You have your heart and your soul. Okay? So that is the full moon message 3 hours later. Okay? I love you, and I will see you on the next live. More than likely, it will be after my fast. And for those of you who are booking your personal readings, much love to you always. But I will get back to you as far as dates after this fast. I'm breaking my fast on the 13th. Okay? I love you more, Sandra, and I love you all. I'm so happy you all are here. It's time for us to rise up in our spiritual journey. Whatever we're here to do, let's do this. Okay? We got this. This is what we're here for. Let's get it done. The universe is always with us. Source is always with us. Source is always with us. Don't let anybody tell you anything different, because you operate with love in a much different way that people are not prepared for. But Source is about to align you with those who've been ready for you. They've been looking for you. So many kisses. I love you.